cheap transactions. But I disagree, and I think most probably listeners on the show and most Bitcoiners disagree because obviously even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. Even though the blocks are bigger, nobody is using Bitcoin Cash. We're probably seeing more actual commerce on Lightning at this point.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, when's the last time you saw a Bitcoin Cash product that was, taking on large amounts of customers and getting a huge amount of news? I'm not aware of anything.
Yeah, admittedly, I've kind of fallen out of the loop. I'm a lot less interested in keeping track of, the communities and antics of altcoins these days.
So, John, I just have one thing to say to you about.
But we're using it, and we're deep into it. We're providing products and services directly related to it. So I think it would be absurd to say it's not used for commerce in the literal, direct sense.
Absolutely absurd to say it's not used in commerce in a literal, direct sense. So thank you, John, for your glaring, just absolute wonderful insights into how Bitcoin Cash is doing. It's great. You're probably the most qualified person to speak on the adoption of Bitcoin Cash, and nobody's using it. And I don't know what the fuck I was doing the last 2 weeks. Apparently I wasn't using Bitcoin Cash because that's what John said. So what's up, people? Welcome to the show. Sorry if it was a little echoey. I did have a setting kind of wrong, but that was John Carvalho. He's the Bcash guy. That's what he's famous for. So that's obviously every interview that John has. People have to bring up that he was the guy that made Roger rage quit by saying Bcash, but we all know because I interviewed Roger. It was about him just saying he hired sock puppets over and over again, which of course John never brought up in the interview. That was a new podcast just about the Lightning Network, and I guess they have their own podcast now. I do know the guy who runs it. He always he's a reply guy, and it's annoying. So anyways, let's get into this here a little bit more. The devs have removed BIP70 payment protocol because, as John said earlier, apparently Lightning allows you to do cool invoicing type things, which is exactly what BIP70 does. And that's not using Bitcoin Cash. Thanks, Kyle. And so they removed it from the Bitcoin Core wallet. And so a lot of people don't actually use the Bitcoin Core wallet, so I don't want to overstate this by any means. But it's just in their wallets, and there's still a lot of other wallets that do still support BIP70. And if you didn't know what BIP70 was, it's an extension of BIP21, I believe it is, where you basically a merchant will present a QR code, and you will scan it, and then it will give you an amount to send, and then it will also give you a receipt of sorts. It will tell you who you're paying on your app, and so it's really cool. It's useful, but people hate it because BitPay uses it by default. And so perhaps they kind of broke BitPay, right? Perhaps this is a response of BitPay announcing that they are now accepting Ethereum, by the way. And so BitPay will now have BTC, Bitcoin Core, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash support. And so this is probably retaliation against BitPay because, screw all the companies that actually are companies and doing business things in Bitcoin. We don't care about them. We're the people, right? Rally against people, UASF, screw the companies. We're the people, right? Let's make hats. And so, they removed it from the default settings in this version. And then the next version, which is 0.2, they're going to completely remove it out of the Bitcoin Core wallet. So you will not be able to use Bitcoin Core wallet to use BitPay. So things are coming full circle. So at least they're sticking to their guns, saying screw it to other companies. Speaking of institutional money, Backit was just finally went live, and their volume is abysmal. Is that the right word? Not very good. And I think they might have hit 100 BTC by now. But in the first couple hours, it wasn't very much. The Bitcoin price didn't move at all because, it's been priced in for months and months now, right? And institutional money is here, I guess, but they aren't trading very much. And again, they did just launch, so I don't want to like touch on how much like volume they don't have yet, but it's like it's not fireworks is kind of the way to say it. So and so yeah, let's talk about the Lightning Network, shall we? And so what kind of prompted this whole episode was this new way to onboard people onto the Lightning Network. So I just published announcing Olympus Lightning enabled fiat ramps by Zap. Zach Mallers is a developer now on Lightning Network, and so here we go. We'll watch this video for you.
I got a freshly downloaded Zap wallet. I got no bitcoins, I have no channels. All I have is a Lightning node LND running on my phone. I'm gonna buy bitcoins inside my Zap wallet, delivered to me over the Lightning Network, and I'm gonna scan this Lightning QR code by Bitrefill. So I'm gonna go into Zap.
Bitrefill is
I'll buy
John's
$10
company.
worth. Confirm. Processing my payment. Boom. Purchase Bitcoin delivered to me instantly over the Lightning Network. All I have to do is scan this QR code, send, enter my passphrase to confirm. Payment is routing over the Lightning Network, and boom. Just like that, I went from government-issued fiat currency in my bank account to making a Lightning payment over the internet in seconds. Who said Bitcoin can't scale? Who said Bitcoin can't go mainstream?
Well, first of all, you're not using Bitcoin, you're using Lightning coins. So I don't know if that's technically considered scaling yet, bud. But cool, I guess. So anyways, so what the heck just happened, right? What the heck just happened? So it's called turbo channels is what it's called. And it's essentially the zero confirmation version of the Lightning Network. And so and so here's a quick meme. Oh, wrong one. Oh, make it space. There it is. Zero conf, no. Turbo channels, good. And so what the heck is a turbo channel? Well, I had to look at this, right? Oh, there's Watchtower. So this is Bitrefill. This is John Carvalho's company, the guy who says nobody uses Bitcoin Cash. So of course I'm gonna talk about Lightning if he's gonna talk about Bitcoin Cash, right? Because apparently, like, you need to talk about Bitcoin Cash when you talk about Lightning because they are direct competitors, I guess now, which is funny because the Bitcoin Core blockchain just like is kind of useless and you aren't supposed to use it, but you're supposed to use Lightning Network and you're obviously supposed to use the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. And so it's like you have a blockchain versus a second layer now as like the main arguments against each other. So it's like this weird, it's just so strange how these narratives have developed. It's second layer versus blockchain now. It's literally like any blockchain. Like they think blockchains can't scale. And so they're putting all their hopes on something on top of a blockchain instead of the blockchain, which is even more asinine. Because if you think your foundation sucks, why would you build a house? Anyways, turbocharge your Lightning channels, boy. New version of Thor Lightning channel. Wait, what is Thor? Oh god, there's so many dumb names. I won't get into that. Anyways, turbo channels allow anyone to instantly access the Lightning Network through Bitrefill's nodes with a Bitcoin balance that's immediately spendable, removing any wait times. Well, it sounds kind of trust like you have to trust them, right? Well, yeah, kind of. It's so you are using Lightning, you are using a channel, and you're gonna be connected to some of the most well-connected and battle-tested nodes on the network. So yeah, they got some great nodes, guys. So don't worry about it. There's fixed fee for all the on-chain transactions, of course, set up in the channel and later to close it. So what this means, if you want to put $1 in, you probably it sounds like you have to like stake some money into it, like for the closing channel. So like 10 cents to open your channel, maybe if you're lucky, and then 10 cents to close it. So you're already down to 80 cents. But hey, at least you're on Lightning. And so this doesn't really explain it technically. I will go into it a little bit more. I'm going to do like a demonstration in Photoshop, and we'll see if we can kind of figure it out because it's kind of silly. It's kind of silly. So this is, yes, so this is kind of overview of, so this is the article that Jack Mallers wrote, and he linked in his video right there. And so how does it work? So this is kind of like a medium level explanation of what it does. Okay, so they do as convenient. It is. Sorry, let me go to how do we solve this? Turbo channels explained here. The added feature to the protocol allows pushed amounts when the channel is open to be spent immediately. Within the protocol, pushing Bitcoin to the other side of a new channel is silly, as you're more or less giving money away. This is unless the user has already paid for the Bitcoin. Then it becomes a way for users to spend Bitcoin immediately as soon as the channel handshake is finished. Users aren't forced to use this option, as they can wait as long as they like for their desired amount of confirmations. And so that's like, when I just read this again, it kind of all just clicked for me. And so basically, you can trust a turbo channel because, say I'm paying bit refill, like I'm paying them $10, they're going to give me, say, $5 that I can spend other places, but that's okay because I already paid them fiat. So they're trusting that the fiat's going to work, and they're trusting the user. And this is why turbo channels work, I guess. It's so fucking ridiculous. Okay, so we're gonna do a little demonstration here. And so why is this immediate spending from a channel safe? So from Alice's perspective, the pushed off-chain funds she has in an unconfirmed channel are not really hers until a funding transaction gets included into a block. Again, so they're not relying. So when you open a Lightning channel, usually you have to wait for confirmations. But here they're just saying, nah, we're just going to rely on zero conf. We're going to rely on zero conf for our turbo channels. Okay, anyways, so this is kind of the attack vector that he's talking about. So I'm going to put this up over here, and then let's see if we can do this. Okay. All right, wish me luck here, because this shit is just ridiculous. Okay, so Alice pays 0.5 BTC to Bob. Okay, so we'll say Alice is over here, and so Bob opens a 1 BTC. Okay, so we missed the fiat part. Okay, so oops, we don't want those guys yet. You're not in here yet, Carol. Okay, so Alice pays Bob, and these are all Bob's coins. So Bob pushes these are all 0.1 BTC. So Bob, wait. So here you go. And so she paid Bob 0.5 BTC, and then he pushed 0.5 BTC to her. Okay. And then sorry, it's gonna have to go the other way because my channels. Okay. And then so Alice enters the equation. Sorry, Carol does. And so Bob already has a channel. Oh, we need some more BTC. We need some more BTC in here. Oh, I thought I set this up right. All right, let me see if I can do this quick. All right, so there's 4 over here. There's 4 over here. Oh, I didn't do this right. 4 over here. Okay. And then there's going to be 6 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need 1 more. 1 more for the boys. All right, this is me trying to figure the fucking Lightning out live. Oh, that's 6 already. Okay, so we have 1 here. And so Alice pays 0.1 BTC to Carol through Bob. So here you go. Oh, these Lightnings have to be down here. All right, so now Carol has 0.5. Oh, Alice already has 0.4 here. This is me figuring. Yeah, all right, we got this. All right, you got 4. Should have used like Google. All right, so everybody's got their 0.1 BTCs, and so both channel states are updated. Only professional streams in this channel, definitely. And new distribution is 0.4, 0.6. Bob. Okay, so she has 0.4 over here. All right. So, anyways, this channel funding hangs in the mempool for weeks. So I totally fucked this up. I needed more BTC, and eventually gets thrown out. So there's no more on-chain basis for their channel. So this channel is like gone. Okay. So say goodbye. That channel is gone. Oh no. What happened to our 1 BTC, right? And so Bob has lost 0.1 BTC because this BTC is gone, right? That Alice pushed to Bob. And Carol, he lost it in this channel, yes, because he pushed it that way. But Bob still has fiat. See? Don't worry, guys. Bob still has fiat, which Alice gave him. right here. So effectively, he now owes 0.4 BTC to Alice because he has fiat, which he can refund using the fiat or utilize while opening a new channel. And so basically, turbo channels rely on it relies on fiat on one end. So I don't really know why this is like cool and innovative now, but zero conf is still shit. So this is a boondoggle. And can it be extended to full-blown trustless case? Well, yeah, you just need a special non-replaced by fee funding transaction, which has two outputs. First is a transfer from Alice to Bob, right? The same one. And second output is 1 BTC channel funding from Bob with 0.5 BTC push to channel off chain. Unlike previous case, here Bob does take risk if Alice Spencer pushed amount off chain and funding gets thrown at mempool eventually, but Bob can always child pay for parent first output. Anyways, it's all boondoggle, and more proof of boondoggling is this cool new thing called they named it after the Mumbo Wumbo thing in SpongeBob. Wumbology, the study of Wumbo. It's first grade, SpongeBob, because we're man children in crypto, I guess. And so what Wumbo does is it lifts the limits of the amount of money you can spend or use on the Lightning Network. And so right now I believe it's at like 150 or something like that. Might be like 400 even dollars. It's 0.001 BTC, I think. I don't know. I was listening to some Lightning Network podcast today and just wanted to wow the hypocrisy. And so apparently you have to like write fucking, this is what you have to, there will be new option I Wumbo, you Wumbo. So that's SpongeBob. Hey, I'm not hating on SpongeBob. It's just like, I mean, I watched a hell of SpongeBob, but it's like, it's a distraction. It's a distraction because the blockchain sucks, right? The blockchain sucks. And yeah, we'll just go into a couple more, boondoggles. Just boondoggles everywhere. And so if you didn't hear, the Lightning Network did have a vulnerability. So this is why this hashtag reckless, right? A vulnerability was found that they won't say what it is yet. I think they have like another week and they'll announce what happened. But they've confirmed instances of vulnerability being exploited in the wild, which basically means somebody lost money somewhere, which, yeah, hashtag reckless, right, boys? So yeah, that's how I feel about that. And so you updated to one of the last two releases after we asked, cajoled, and pleaded previously, right? So this doesn't affect you, right? And so you know what's not cool is blockchain hard forks. You know what is cool? Lightning Network hard forks. Make sure you upgrade. The boondoggle continues because you can't fork a blockchain because then people wouldn't be on the same blockchain. But you can fork a Lightning implementation because it's Lightning. Duh. Fucking duh. And don't forget your watchtowers on your way out. Oh, I did want to say one other thing. Antonopoulos is coming out with a new book about the Lightning Network. Oh, I gotta go into incognito mode. I'm very sneaky. Antonopoulos. He spells his name. Antonopoulos Lightning Network book. Okay. Yeah, here you go. Mastering the Lightning Network with everybody's favorite developers. I did roast this Renee guy in a video. It's on my channel. I did it for CoinSpice. I mean, I did it for myself, and then CoinSpice just picked it up. But there should be a picture in here. I think it's right. They have a video.
Hi everyone, this is Andreas.
Sorry.
And I'm here with my good friends.
Lalu Oshudoku, also known as Roast Beef, and Rene Picard.
So yeah, they because Bitcoin is too easy, we got to make it harder, and so we're making a book. So, but yeah, I did a video. He got mad because I used his face. But yeah, make sure you use a watchtower, otherwise your funds could be at risk. Okay, because run your own node, all that jazz, Make sure you run your own node if you're running BTC, because if you're not really using Bitcoin, I heard. So you can use Bitcoin Cash without running a node. Like, don't worry about that. Actually, nobody uses it, but people use turbo channels because some tweet got like 1,000 retweets. So, I think I'm gonna call that for my show. I'll keep streaming on DLive, but I want to keep that nice and dense. The Lightning Network is a big boondoggle. Make no mistake, I do want to clarify. I think some technologies they are creating are cool. They are innovative, yes, but again, it's not Bitcoin. It doesn't have the same security as a blockchain. It's a second layer. So again, why would you build your house on a shaky foundation, right? If you think your foundation is shaky, just don't use it. Like, go use Lightning coins. They're just riding the Bitcoin name off into the sunset, and now they're using Lightning Network as a new marketing term to distract you that the Bitcoin core blockchain sucks because the block size is 1 megabyte and then it can only do 5 transactions per second. And if it wants to do more than that, well, it can't. So you're gonna have to make sure your Lightning channels are open beforehand if you want to do more than 5 transactions per second. So they're waving all these technologies in your face, keeping you distracted. If you are one of those people, thank you for joining me on my show. Welcome. I assume most of the people watching are already kind of aware of this boondoggleness, but it is continuing, and so the only thing that's gonna counter this is adoption, like John says, because nobody uses Bitcoin Cash, so we got to get everybody to use it then, because apparently I don't use Bitcoin Cash. So, but anyways, thanks for the show. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be live again Thursday. Oh.